Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Glue Glue podcast. I'm your host, as always, Kyle Quinn. And a new guest joining me today is Paddy Silke from the Man Utd Agenda. How's it going, Paddy?
Good, very good. I'm chuffed. I've just seen the match, just finished the match. I'm in a good mood. I'm happy again. So yeah, 3 points. Brilliant. I'm really good. Really happy. Really happy.
Yeah, we made light work of Bournemouth, despite the fact that there was quite a few changes made by the manager, a surprising team selection, but we got the job done. Some wonderful team goals. We'll start with the first one. Uh, sorry, who got the first goal again? Who was
Casemiro
it?
got the first goal.
Casemiro, yeah. Brilliant delivery from Ericsson from the free kick, and Casemiro with a lovely side-footed volley into the corner. Casemiro has just been an absolute
Rolls
Trojan for
Royce.
Manchester United since he signed. What a player! I
Yeah.
didn't realize he was this good. He has been absolutely immense, hasn't he?
He's the quality we needed in that midfield. I mean, he's the Rolls Royce, isn't he, at the moment of our midfield? Probably, I think, in the Premier League. To be fair, but he's come in tonight and he was awesome. He was, and he was in the right place at the right time for that kick again. Ericsson brings in that class, doesn't he, in that midfield, which we've needed for such a long time. We've got that midfield sorted now. It's just the other positions, in my view, that needs sorting out. But yeah, that was a great ball to Casemiro. He knew where he was. Yeah, great finish. Chuffed. I mean, that's what got us on this way. And Bournemouth are poor, aren't they? So defensively, we took advantage of that, didn't we, tonight?
Yeah, very very poor. Yeah, the midfield is so strong, as you say. Mo Casemiro, Ericsson, and Bruno. Probably the only downside of that midfield is the age. I mean, they're not going to be around for 5 seasons, are they? I think eventually we'll have to bring in somebody younger to supplement that midfield. Like
I wouldn't worry about that too much, Carl, because given the new ownership coming in and we get new owners and we get and Eric Ten Hag gets the funds that he wants and has the scope of where he looks in the transfer market, he'll know then to evolve that midfield. And also one downside of that midfield is Donny van der Beek tonight. He went off injured, obviously. Bless no disrespect to him. It's nothing personal, but mate, that ship has sailed as well. That's a no good for me, mate. See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sad.
he's been given a number of chances now this season. I think before the World Cup, he played 3 games in a row. He wasn't any good in those games.
No.
He's got quite a few minutes now over the Christmas period. I think he was decent against Forest, but against Wolves, below average.
Non-existent. Even you said against Forest, I went to the Forest match. I was there, and I saw Van der Beek, and I went, "Nah, mate, I don't know. You won't. Ollie brought him in. I won't say anything about that manager. Bless him, he's a hero of mine, but not a manager of Man United. But he brought him in, and basically didn't play him hardly ever. And that was hard, wasn't it? Unless he was adjusting to the league, to the Premiership. But since then, he's had his chances to. I think he has had his chances. And people all disagree with me, but hasn't made it, has he? He hasn't done it, and we need quality in that midfield. We need a standard. Would Donny van der Beek get in the Man City side? Nah. Will he get in Arsenal's? Probably not. So you've got to judge this against the bar of quality that we're up to. We're up there in the league, and Donny van der Beek is. Look, we're not a mediocre side in mid-table. We're Manchester United. We need the quality in this midfield in our team. But I'm sorry, mate, he doesn't cut it. It's sad he come off injured. I'm sorry, he doesn't.
He didn't even do that well on loan at Everton. So
yeah,
there's
exactly.
no chance he's going to succeed at Old Trafford.
Exactly. Yeah. But why isn't anybody seeing that though? I mean, why is Ten Hag not seeing it, which worry me? Is it because of his old player from Ajax? Is he got old, loyalties, which would worry me, to be fair, because there should be no loyalties whatsoever with your players. Is he giving an opportunity? He knows the player. But no, I'm sorry, mate. That ship has sailed. You could play him again this season, but I'm sorry, it doesn't. I'm not convinced, and I won't be convinced ever. He's done for me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Unfortunate that he got injured with a bad challenge tonight, but I don't think he was playing that particularly well up until that point.
Did matter to me.
He's a trier. He's trying hard, but you have to be better than that to succeed at United.
The bar's high. The bar's high. He's down there somewhere. I don't know, not down the very bottom. I'm sorry to say that, and I'm glad he came off. Actually, I know he got an injury, Kyle, but I would have pulled him off anyway. I'd have pulled him off anyway. I think he would have been substituted.
Yeah, he's nowhere near the quality of the other three midfielders: Fernandes, Casemiro, and Eriksen. He's well below that. But anyway, we'll get on to the second goal now. Luke Shaw, what a brilliant team goal that was. Well, mostly Shaw. You know, he did a direct run forward. He led it off to Fernandes, who passed it to Garnacho. And lovely first time cross for Luke Shaw to finish with his right foot. That was a bit of a surprise, but yeah, I thought Luke Shaw was immense tonight. He also played that lovely pass for the third goal. What a game he had.
Carl, I'm not a big fan of Luke Shaw, mate. I'm totally the opposite, pal. He did score that goal. I'm glad he got the goal. I just don't rate Luke Shaw. I haven't done for a long time. You see on the agenda now, I when I go on there, Dallot and Shaw for me on the quality I want. And strange enough, he played centre back the last two games, hasn't he? But I tell you what, play that team. I've seen Shaw. I've seen him in his real colours, mate, last season. I know players can change and then get better, but let's see what he does against Man City and Arsenal, Kyle. Bournemouth were making us look good in so many positions, I felt tonight. They gave us a bit of an easy way. You know, they had their chances, didn't they, Bournemouth? But they made us look good again. Wolves that made us look. Forest again. Forest with Dower. So we got some great games coming. I know we've got Everton in the Cup coming up, but I want to see these so-called players are doing really well against the top teams. You can't do better than Man City and Arsenal coming up, can you? That's my view. It's my view. I know it's my view. That's all. Yeah.
Those are going to be the acid tests. If we could win those games, we'd be in a title race. But to be honest with you, I would take
Kyle. I was saying tonight on the watch along I was watching. I think we'll beat City. I'm going to City. I'm going to Manchester City that game. I think we'll beat City, Kyle. And I've got a feeling with all those games coming up and look at those results, are we going to sneak up there? And I would never say that, Kyle, because we should top four. But again, I'm going back. I don't want to distract you from the goal. It was a good goal, great move, by the way. But what I'm just saying now are we going to sneak up there? I would never say this, Carl, ever. I wouldn't. I was thinking about it just after the watch along. I was watching it and thinking, are we? You know, it's a draw tonight. Are we going to sneak up there like the horse is in the derby, where the horse coming on the blind side? You wouldn't think is going to win the. I don't know. I might be a bit mad here. Are we going to get up there? Are we going to be a late winner here? I don't know. It's a question I pose.
Yeah, well, Arsenal dropped points tonight, and as did Newcastle. You know, they drew nil each of each other. Man City dropped points to Everton. I think City are playing Chelsea on Thursday night. So we're now level on points with Newcastle. The goal difference is the major problem there, because they're plus 21 and we're plus 7. But we're only 1 point behind City now. So if City don't win against Chelsea and then we beat them at Old Trafford on the 14th, then we'd go above them into second place, which is just that would have been unthinkable not so long ago.
I think we'll beat City at Old Trafford, Carl. I've got a feeling. Look, after the mauling we got last season, and I was there as then, when I saw those idiots at the back, those buffoons, I call them at the back, those dumb and dumber at the back, I thought, do you know what? And the whole, not just the defence, but the rest of the team didn't perform. We got annihilated by Man City, and I've not forgotten that result, and Liverpool. But Man City, especially in the derby, we should never lose our games like that against our nearest rivals at home, should we? So I've not forgotten that at all. So I'm wondering, Carl, are we going to win that? So given the form tonight, well, going in momentum, I suppose.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he beats City at home. They're not pulling up any trees at the moment, City.
No.
They're not. It's far from a vintage Guardiola season. I mean, just look, they're not top of the league, not by a long shot. So I know we were absolutely thrashed away from home against City, but at home it should be a different game. We're a better team than we were back then.
We are.
Arsenal at the Emirates would probably be a more difficult game than City at home.
Yeah,
would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I worry about Arsenal at the moment. They are playing very well. I know they've drawn tonight, but their recent form. I'm talking about Odegaard today, about how good a player Odegaard is. He's the difference in that team, isn't he, Odegaard? Gone from a player left Real Madrid, and he's just thriving under that manager. And he's a good manager they've got there. Arsenal. I don't want to say that because I can't stand Arsenal, any other team, but Arsenal especially. But yeah, they're going to be at the Emirates. That's a tough one, and they got good players up now. Like they played when I watched the game early in the season. We played them at Old Trafford. They're unlucky that game. and they played ever so well. I was there, and they've just got caught up by 2 counter-attacks. But they, Saka for them was all over us, and their team were. So we were lucky to beat them that day, but we did win. So, but it's going to be a tough one, as you just said at the Emirates. Really tough. If we got a result there, I'd say, what, Carl, I'd be chuffed with that. Chuffed.
Yeah, I would take a draw in that game, to be honest, away from home with the Emirates. We beat them on the counter-attack at home, and we probably play a similar style of play in the away match. You imagine we'll let them have the ball for long spells, and then we'll try and hit them on the counter with pace, and obviously looking at Rashford to score the goals. Rashford got another goal tonight. He's on a roll. What do you make of Rashford right now?
Yeah, it's great. Do you know what, Rashford again? I mean, he got dropped against Wolves, didn't he? Quite rightly, for disciplinary issues. Fair play to Erik ten Hag. He was ruthless, which I love about him. Now we've got the Fergie ruthlessness back, in my view. No one messes with him, and he done the business. And I think he didn't do very well tonight. I think he just ran around. He was near enough there, but yeah, it was good that Rashford tonight again has been brilliant. He was great, and he got that goal tonight. He would have got maybe a bit more. He's quite lively, isn't he? He's our killing Mbappe, I think, in our team. You know what I mean? So he's doing really well. But my worry is, Kyle, who gets the goals? And we got the midfielders tonight scoring the goals, and Luke Shaw, unfortunately. But I still think who gets the other goals? If Rashford didn't get it, don't get Martial, because he's useless. He's again another ship has sailed in my eyes.
Yeah, what do you think about the form of Anthony Martial at the moment? It's not very good, is it? He's not really offering anything.
He's been at this club for 7 years now, Carl. 7 years. How can he be so long at this club and not done anything? The only thing I remember about Martial, that he scored against Liverpool on his debut, yeah? That's all I remember of him. And this is nothing personal. It's never personal with me, with any of the players. And his football ability, for me, he's not done it at this club. I know Ten Hag, yet again, he's giving him another opportunity, another chance, and he keeps talking well about here. Martial's playing well, and he's coming on, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, man. I wish you'd be, but I know he can't. But it was me. I said, "No, mate. We need another centre forward up there, and we need the goals now." You said talk about goal difference earlier, Carl. We've got to start winning, putting these teams to bed. But 3-0 Bournemouth tonight. But some of these teams that are lower end, we've got to really put them to the sword, really. And get that goal difference up and beat them. But I don't think we're going to do it with Martial. If Rashford's out of form, do we rely on Martial? No way, do we? Garnacho, bless him, can't rely on. He's only a kid. He's coming on. He's tried tonight, hit the post. Can't rely on him. So we need to go into the transfer market, but we can't because we've got no money. So we need to get another striker in. I still think we need it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get onto that later. But given the form of Martial, Anthony, who's now injured, Ilanga is no good for me. We're solely reliant on Rashford. Would you start Alejandro Garnacho at home to the City on the 14th?
Yeah, I would. I'd play our best side, to be fair. I'd play Garnacho definitely in that. But will he do that, though? He keeps bringing him on from sub, I've noticed. Will he go for broke on that? I suspect he will do. He's quite a brave manager, is Ten Hag. So he may play he may play Garnacho from the start to rattle them. But the way Man City play is a different ball game. Does Garnacho suit that, to break them down? But I suspect he'll go at Kyle Walker, definitely give him a rough time. Definitely, yeah, I think so. He will. I think he will. They'll play Ilanga.
I hope so. He played the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back four tonight, which I was a bit concerned about, but thankfully it didn't matter in the end. But it would have mattered if it wasn't for David De Gea tonight. He had to pull off about 4 or 5 saves.
Yeah.
I thought Harry Maguire was absolutely atrocious tonight. What did you think?
Yeah. I don't like Maguire. I want him gone as well. These are surplus to requirements, and these again. That's why we've had to bring in better, haven't we? We've bought Martinez and Varane. And Martinez and Varane have had a great partnership. But then when they're injured or they're not in the play, we've then had to go back to those other players like Maguire and Lindelof. I'm not a big fan of. I mean, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw. I'm sorry. I know Luke Shaw's had a good game, I reckon, and he has been playing well. Dalot, they've been playing well. I'm the only retractor with regards to Dalot. But you're right. You don't want to go back to that 4 because I'm sorry. Maguire is a mistake, and it was a few times. Any better quality team tonight, say an Arsenal and Man City played us tonight with those 2 at the back tonight. Can you imagine? They would have taken their chance. Haaland would have taken those chances, wouldn't they? easily.
Yeah, his positional play is atrocious. He's immobile, he's slow, and I noticed even tonight, Solanke was beating him in the air. He couldn't even
Yeah.
he didn't even jump off the ground. And if it
No,
wasn't for De Gea, it would have been a headed goal. It wasn't
exactly.
an England international getting dominated by Solanke of Bournemouth. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And England international, they can always world class. World class where? What Noddy land? Or what? I mean, all the England fans I met over here all deluded, going, "Oh yeah, he had a brilliant World Cup, Paddy." I said, "Really, brilliant World Cup? Where against Wales? Iran? It was the other one, the other team, the African team we played, Senegal, big deal. And then come up, then we played France. I thought this would be Maguire, and then what's his name? And then he gets done, doesn't he? He gets done with that header.
Giroud, yeah.
Giroud, yeah, both him and Stones, dumb and dumber, weren't they again? They're we've got a big team tonight, class side. Oh, what we're going to do? Can't we go play Wales again? They're better every week. You know what I mean? It's all so. Maguire is dreadful. He's just dreadful. I've got my friends love him, and the lads at the Agenda, they really rate him. They stand by him, which is fair enough. But I'm sorry, Maguire, mate, is not Martinez. I'm loving him. Varane, as long as he stays there. These are the two defenders we need. We need a stable. You're right. Goalkeeper tonight, brilliant. Got the keeper, the spine, the defense, Varane and Maguire, and I'm happy. Then that's all we can get at the moment. So we can get better in there, can't we? At some point when we get the new ownership and bring these qualities evolving, but can't go back to mediocre waste of spaces. Nowhere.
So Manchester City at home. Who's your back four?
Varane, Martinez, I suppose. Then Dalot and Shaw.
Yeah. So you don't rate.
No, I don't want Dalot. No, I don't rate Luke Shaw. But do you know what? What can I do? I did then put in Malacia. I like Malacia. I think he's quick. I know he's young and he's still learning. But does he stick with Luke Shaw? And then you'll watch what happens if he because he'll be playing against Foden, he'll be playing against Greenish. There won't be any easy takers there, will they? So for Malacia, I think he's far quicker, but he's young and he's learning. So I don't think he's not that experienced, is he? So, and Dalot has been playing well, so he won't. Does he play Wan-Bissaka? Now I'll laugh if he did that. Or does he play Luke Shaw at centre back? If he did that, I would cry. Against Man City.
I think he'll go with Dalot, the Varane, Martinez, and Shaw in that game. Shaw, you definitely have to say that he offers more going forward than Malacia.
Malacia's not bad. He's quick and he goes forward. He didn't do too badly against Wolves. He didn't fit raw.
Well, what Shaw did tonight with the goal and the pass for the third goal, I couldn't see Malacia doing that, to be honest. Not at the moment, anyway. I think Malacia started off really well back in August, but his form definitely dipped, and he's struggling to recover that form at the moment. And Luke Shaw has played his way into the team. Shaw tends to play well whenever he has a bit of competition. He did this whenever Telly's first signed for the club. And he's done it again with Malacia joining the club. So I accept your point that Shaw hasn't always been great in the last 7 years, but I do think there is a player in him, and we're seeing the best of him at the moment. So long term, would you replace Luke Shaw?
I would, yeah. I'd replace Dalot as well. I'm going to get so much stick for this, Carl. You wouldn't believe from all the Man United fans. They're getting overboard, and I said, don't get too carried away with them. I still want I want better quality. I like what Man City have got. Their left back's brilliant. I like that. They've got a good right back as well, strong. They've got a great defensive. I want a really strong defense across the board there. No weak links at all. Like we've always had it in this team. We've had the Village Ferdinand. We've had a good right back and a great left back of quality. I mean, top bar quality backs. Left back and right back. That's what I like. We'll push forward. I want that to come in the future for me. But these players as well were bought in the past, weren't they? I know Dalot's improved. I'm just a doubting Thomas on him, Carl. I am. And people, I'm sorry, it's my opinion, but I still think he had better.
Yeah, I suppose you could say just because someone's improved doesn't mean that he's now world class. There is a difference there,
Yeah.
So you're looking for a Gary Neville and a Dennis Irwin at the back? Is that what you're...
I want steadiness. You go, do you know what? Like Roy Keane said, I don't want to look back in the bus and see Shaw and Maguire What's another? They're gonna win me trophies. Am I going to rely on them every game? That was when it was bad. Do you remember? And Roy Keane came out with that statement in the when he was commentating at halftime. I think it was halftime or full time. I think it was. You look behind. You got your Freds, you got your Shaw, you got your Maguires. And you go, do you want them in the trenches with you when you're up against it? And it was then. I think probably before that. I thought, yeah, quite correct. They're not going to win me. They're not going to win me trophies. They're just not. Shaw is coming on, has been brought on by a good side, isn't he? Some of those other players, the quality we've got, Carl, bringing those players through, like Dalot and Shaw. I think he's been complemented now by Martinez. Martinez seems to be steadying the ship, doesn't he? And Varane at the back for us. So maybe they're rubbing off on them. That's fine as long as we don't leak goals and get beat in big games like we were last year. I'm happy with that. Of course, we would be happy with it.
I'm interested to get your thoughts on Fred then. What do you think of him? He divides opinion.
Yeah, he does. He divides opinion again. Friends of mine, they say they love Fred. You know what I mean? They really do. And I don't see the fascination with Fred. No way do I. Yet again, is he gonna win you champion? Is he gonna win you Premier Leagues? Is he gonna get in the Man City side? He's not. I mean, Ten Hag now is using him in the games. I mean, he brought him on tonight. He steadies the ship in the midfield, but watch him against those big games, mate. Why? And that he gets done over him against quality, in my view, anyway. But I don't like Fred now. Again, he's not the quality for us, Carl. I'm looking for better quality. And obviously, Fred was bought quite a long ago. He was under Solskjaer, used him. God mighty, remember those games? Do you remember them? Not long back.
Yeah. So, name me all the players in the squad that you think are good enough to be in the
They've
team
all gone
that wins
for me.
the Premier League.
Carl, get rid of them all. Bring them all in. P45 for you. Say it again. Sorry, Carl. Say that again.
So, which members of the squad do you think are good enough to be in a Premier League winning team?
Martinez, Varane, De Gea, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes. Definitely, I think he's got it. I think Casemiro guy. You can't forget about him, can you? Who else? I don't know if I can think of anybody else. Give me a bit of a hand here, Carl.
Eriksen? Did you say
Eriksen? Definitely, yeah. But the thing is, Eriksen was brought in, Kyle, not as a playing every game. If you noticed, he was going to, for Brentford, he was spared, wasn't he? But I think, my worry with Eriksen, even though he's sheer quality, mate, he is quality. We should have bought him a long, long time ago. He was at Spurs for a lot. Yeah, I think he went from Ajax to Spurs, didn't he? And I think we should have bought him. But I think with him, his quality, we keep him there. But my worry is that his longevity, and I think, but he's capable of winning something. It's a shame he's never won anything in his career, has he? Not really properly. He was wasted at Spurs, but he's he won't play every game. But again, he's got the quality to be in a good side, isn't he? In a top quality side, he's a beautiful player. I think his play is fantastic. And Garnacho, especially, he's going to come on, isn't he, in the back, which I'm excited about.
How high do you think Garnacho's ceiling is? What level do you think he'd get to? Mbappe? Do you think he could be that good?
Well, you do. And one of the colleagues on the agenda are laughing about it. It might be Brush, actually. Bless him, is on here now. You might tell me. Brush, I'm sure Brush said the next Messi.
Interesting.
I did know it. What? And then when I saw him at Fulham, though, Kyle, when he scored against Fulham, went, do you know what? I think he's got something here. But he's going to take time to come through. And he's taking. No one likes a defender likes to see someone like Garnacho come at you. And tonight he did a few of those little step over. But let's see. I think he can go far. I really do. I've got big high hopes about this kid. I really have. So can't make big judgments now. I don't think about that.
Well, I wouldn't compare anyone to Messi because I think that's unfair. We're better time on that one. But I thought tonight he was brilliant in the second half. Very unlucky not to score that goal where he tried to curl it into the far corner. It hit the post. I thought it was in, and we're all cheering, thinking it was in. But and he got the assist, of course, as well. And he had several other. He's just so direct, isn't he? And he's the most exciting player in the squad by a mile. Really gets.
Brilliant.
He's one of those players at Old Trafford when he starts running at the fullback, everybody stands up and can hear all the seats going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Well, that's how it used to be with Ronaldo. They used to be with Giggs, Kyle, in the past. I'd be sitting in the South Stand with Giggs and everyone would get up because Giggs would be taking the player on. This is what we want. This is Man United. This is Manchester United. Our Lee Sharps, our George Best. We were brought up on this. This is what we love about our wingers that are going to go play with defense. And again, no defender wants someone like Garnacho to go at them. And this is what I want from Anthony as well. Going back to Anthony, Carl, just for a quick one. Anthony, for me, I've watched in the last few games when I've been there. He's a little bit of a worry for me. Maybe give it time, but he's not going at the players enough like Garnacho is. And he's paying a lot of money. That's why I like Garnacho. He's going direct at the players. And again, you saw that curler tonight. I thought it was in, and it will come, won't it? But I want the other wingers to come and do that.
And Anthony likes to cut inside too much. He never goes down the line. Does that frustrate you?
Yeah, it does, to be fair. And we want our players to go down the line and cross it. I think he's getting... I watched him at Forest the other night, and I said to someone next to him, I said, you know what, I'm worried about him. And then I saw him against... and he's got an injury tonight, didn't he? He didn't play tonight. He had an injury, apparently. But when I saw him against Wolves, he was very... I thought he was very predictable. He cuts in, he comes, and then cuts his left. He's like he takes an turn to score. Because he's come and scored against Arsenal. We don't forget that. I was there for that game. Brilliant. He was the debut, scored against us. But he's doing that all the time now. He needs to change his play, Kyle. He's getting predictable. In the Premier League, I think it was Rennie Mulsenstein talked about this on TalkSport a few weeks ago. The fact that you've got to be careful in the Premier League because you can get found out if you're too predictable. You'll get found out by other teams.
I mean, he started off really well, Anthony. But do you think fullbacks have now worked him out because he's become too predictable? Is that why he's struggling?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he's adapting to form or the World Cup or whatever, but did he have an injury as well, Carl? I mean, I don't know. I thought Ten Hag had dropped him tonight, but Ten Hag came out and said it was an injury. So has he been playing with injury since the World Cup? And did he not come back as fit as? So it'll be a worry. No, I can't get worried about, but I paid a lot of money for him. Thing is, Carl, Man United, you've got to step up, mate. You've got to go to the get-go. You know, we'll give him time. We won't give him too much time, Carl. I might be a bit harsh here, but you have got to go for the get-goes. We're fans. We go to our games. We want to see our players at peak performance and get the performances. I'm sorry, this isn't. We're not running a school here, you know.
Yeah, there's too many forwards not in form. We're too reliant on Rashford at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, Martial, Anthony, and Alanga, and Sancho, who's not even involved at the moment. There's too many players not doing it.
Yeah, and Sancho's a worry, Carl, isn't it? Because we talked about, he's been spoke about today, the fact that he is back in training now because he's been on this enforced. He's been away, hasn't he? I suspect there's been some issues. I don't know what they are, but he's not ready to come back to face things. Ten Hag has said in his press conferences. But problem is, it's not the same play game from Dortmund, is he, Carl? And also as well, you know what? At Man United, how many players I've known in the past? Do you know what? If the club becomes too big for you.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Sancho, but hopefully he can turn it around. There's a lot of people watching live. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and drop us a wee like on the video and get in the live chat. So we mentioned earlier that we need a centre forward, and that is so obvious. Realistically, who would you like to see come in this month? It looks like it's going to be a loan deal, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm getting annoyed about these loan deals. Again, you know, I heard a commentator in the week talk about, you know, this is not on really, is it really, to be fair? We're Man United, we're now going to look for loan deals. Yeah, Joe Felix, that loan deal, I mean, that's the one that Samuel Ornstein talked about on The Athletic, about that's the one we're looking for. 22 million for a loan deal with a player that really hasn't done it. You know, I mean, what do we do? We've touted around tonight about Memphis Depay. No go for me. Forget that. He can stay where he is. He had his chance. Bye-bye. Also, who else? I mean, Giroud maybe coming, maybe Karim Benzema to the end of the season. These have been touted around today. But then there's the Eintracht Frankfurt player, possibly. Mooted today, 60 million. Also, as well, there's the other player at Thuram from
Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yeah, he's Leighton Thuram's son.
Yeah, so I didn't see he was very good in the World Cup. I mean, it's something I've only seen him in the World Cup. I haven't watched him at club form, but again, I don't think that's any good either. You know, these are stopgaps, aren't they? What have they done? I don't know. We do need someone, don't we?
So, who would you like to bring in if it was a summer window? Who would you spend the big money on? Which striker in Europe?
I don't know. I mean, we need someone very good. I mean, I haven't looked at the top strikers around Europe. I've just been too concentrating on United at the moment, and then the rumours. I haven't looked really solidly around. But the thing is, Carl, it all depends. You say that on the ownership, but when that ownership takes over, because that's, I don't know how far away that's off. If we don't get an owner in by the summer, we're then stuck in no man's land, aren't we? Really, we've got to sell to buy, and there won't be money made by the Glazers. They're not going to give any money, are they? But I suspect new owners will come in. I mean, Kylian Mbappe was mooted, wasn't it, this week? I don't know how true that is. I don't think that's going to happen. I think PSG got that lined up, haven't they?
That's one of them. Mbappe. That's one of them ones. I'll only believe it when he's holding up the red shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Totally. It's fanciful stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So it is urgent. I think it looks like realistically we're going to have to bring in an Igalo type stopgap to help us out, because Martial's just not going to. He's not going to cut it, like you say.
No,
And that ship is sailed.
Yeah,
He's in really poor form. So we need someone to help us out. I know you don't rate Memphis Depay, and I totally understand that opinion, but we need bodies. We need someone who can help us, even just for a few months. We're too reliant on Marcus Rashford. So,
I think Cody Gakpo. But then again, do you know what? But Liverpool just signed a foot straight for kind of to barn door. So that they've got Gakpo. Will he take off? Because he's going to take time to adjust. He may not work out. We might have dodged a bullet there. So like you said, to bring someone in. I mean, Karim Benzema. I don't think Real Madrid are going to get rid of him. I mean, this season he's no way. There's a Cloud Cuckoo.
We've actually just been linked with Giroud today now as well. It's
just, you see,
everyone around Europe now at this point.
Well, I mean, can we get him on a loan deal? I don't know what the cost would be. Possibly. There must be someone out there. But this is the thing about scouting, Kyle, isn't it? I mean, Ferg was brilliant at looking at these strikers to come in to help out. You know, Fernando, in the past. And we've got to be smart here, how we bring someone in, mate. Because if we bring in the wrong player, it could be a bit. And we really are. I mean, look, like you said, we could be second, we could be fourth. We've got to get in that top four. We could win a cup, FA Cup, possibly. We want to get up there. I don't want to be stuck in the Europa League. We want to get better and better. And and we're Manchester United. We want to win trophies. That's why Liverpool are worried. I think that's why Chelsea are on the wane now. I still think we're getting up there.
Yeah, we've got lots of class players. We're playing some nice stuff. We just need to be more ruthless. We can't rely on Rashford to score all the goals, and we can't rely on fullbacks and midfielders to score goals all the time. So we need to get a number 9 who's going to score regularly. But that's going to be hard to get in this window. You're not going to get £100 million striker in this window, because the owners are simply not going to spend a penny until they sell the club. The good news is that Fabrizio was saying that there's a confidence at United that a sale will be complete by the summer transfer window. So hopefully that does happen. Because we don't want to be in this situation in the summer as well, where we're looking for loans because the owners don't want to spend a penny.
We don't want to be messing about come to the end of the transfer window when Ten Hag hasn't got his players in. That's what happened last year. We were late in the day about getting players, and he's got his players and he wants to. But De Jong again has been muted today. I'd love to see him come in. I mean, that might be it could be all rumours, but I've forgotten about him. But we're doing okay there, to be fair. But like I said, De Jong possibly. But we might even get. We want to get look what City did with that player that signed from River Plate, Alvarez. We need to get someone like him in. That's seen, he must have been scouted. Did we? I reckon our buffoons, our incompetent, inept people in the transfer department must have gone. What about that Alvarez? Yeah, well, should we go and have a look at him next week? Suddenly, Man City have got him. As soon as they've gone, like that, like that.
He was one of those players that Ralph Rangnick recommended, and the club ignored him. So
they're still there. The Arnolds, the idiot. They're just inept, incompetent people there, which needs to be cleared out when the new owners come in. Not what we've got there now, mate. That's what I mean. You want to get, if you're looking for an Alvarez, we've got him scouted. We've got to be in there, because Man City obviously and Liverpool, they've got it up on us. We can't be embarrassed in the transfer market, can we? It's just wrong.
Yeah, and a club of our size should not be, scanning around for a loan bargain in a January window. That's what Burnley do. We're Manchester United.
Exactly.
It's a joke. And realistically, if we can't get the price down for the Felix loan, it's going to be Memphis Depay on loan. That's the way it's going to be.
Oh no, don't do that to me. I will. I'll go mad about that. I will be on Twitter. There's no tomorrow, Carl. I'll get banned, I suspect, on Twitter for the language. There's no way he's going there. But do you know what? I watched the Louis van Gaal documentary during the Christmas period, and he really rates Depay. Bless him. He's one of his players. A lot of Dutch managers, they have their own favourites, don't they? So he really rates Depay. But no, we don't want that. And we're Manchester United, Carl. We shouldn't be scampering around like some mediocre team. We're one of the world's biggest clubs, in my view. We should not be scampering around like this for players. No way, should be shameful.
This is a direct result of being saddled with all this debt and the owners taking dividends out, and most half the revenue is being taken out of the club. And this has been going on for years and years, and this is why we only sign players in summer windows, and usually, and in the January window, we're told that no, we're focusing on the summer window, and if we do get a deal, it'll be a short-term loan.
Yeah,
no way we should be operating like that. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world,
and thank goodness as well, Carl. We've got the 58 protests that every week. At the Forest game, they're in your face. They close the shop, they close the club. And they close the shop at the club, by the way. They won't let them, I don't know if you've seen the protests while you've been to the games. They've done such a great job. They really have. And obviously, you had the Richard Arnold, meeting that was it before, done many months ago now. So they really shocked them into doing something. So thank goodness for them to keep this protest going, to get this lot out, this scumbags out of this club, and get some proper owners. And Gary Neville's muted already, and get them in. Because we have to. This is just embarrassing. It's shameful, as you said. Looking around down the bargain basement for players, Kyle.
Yeah, it looks like the Glazer ownership is coming to an end. It's a case of when, not if, at this point. So I'll remain positive on that one. So I want to get on to the player ratings from the game. So, and imagine you're going to be a very harsh marker here. So I'll leave it up to you then. So David De Gea, I thought he was superb tonight when he was called upon.
9 for me tonight. 9, yeah.
Okay, Wan-Bissaka.
5.
Maguire.
Zell -2. No, I'll give him. No, I don't like the player. I'll give him 3, 4, maybe. That's it.
Lindelof.
5, yeah. I don't like him either.
Luke Shaw.
Well, if I'll go against the grain now, because everybody likes him. He had a good game, didn't he? So I'll give him 6, and that's me being really, really good with him.
Ooh, that's harsh. That's harsh.
All right. Yeah. And you as well, Carl.
What my rating of Luke Shaw?
Yeah. No, I mean your ratings tonight. I need to see your ratings as well after my ratings.
Okay. No problem. So Casemiro.
10.
Bruno Fernandes.
Give a few things away tonight, not on the top of his game. I'll give him 8.
Eriksen.
Yeah, 8 again. 8, yeah, good mate, good player. Did well.
Fantastic. Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, 8, 9. Play well tonight.
Donny van de Beek.
2.
and Martial.
2.
And Garnacho.
8 when he come on. Yeah, 8. Give him a strong 8.
And I mean the rest of the subs didn't really play that many minutes.
No. Elanga didn't, did
he? No. What about Ten Hag himself then?
Ten Hag, yeah, top 10, brilliant, really good. Yeah, great management again. Picked a good side. Did well tonight. Yeah, I can't knock him at the moment. I can't knock him at all, Carl. He's done really well. I just worry about some of the Van der Beek and Martial, but I suppose he's got no choice but to play these players in his position if he's trying to change it, or if they're injured. He's got to use the whole of the squad, hasn't he, Carl? And that's why the depth of this squad isn't the best. I don't think in quality, is it? Just isn't.
No, the depth isn't there. I mean, we only made 5 signings in the summer, so we're obviously it's very early days for Ten Hag, so we're still operating with a lot of Solskjaer's squad, really, aren't we, at this point?
Yeah, exactly. Poor in it. Just not the standard for this club.
So my ratings, De Gea would get a 9 for me. Wan-Bissaka a 6. Maguire a 2. Lindelof a 3. Shaw probably an 8. Casemiro would be a 9 for me. Just another fantastic display. Eriksen an 8. Donny van de Beek a 2. Bruno Fernandes probably a 6. Marcus Rashford a 7, and Martial a 1.
Good.
And Garnacho would probably be an 8. And Ten Hag would probably get an 8 for me as well. So
okay, good.
Yeah. So I think my opinion is that I agree with you that Eriksen, Casemiro, Rashford, absolutely fantastic. But Maguire and Martial,
Excuse me.
Maguire and Martial have had their day, and they need to be shipped out. They've had enough chances. I mean, how many games have they played between them now? And how Maguire is the captain is just a joke as well.
He's not a captain, and I don't think Bruno's a captain either, Carl. However, and Maguire was quite arrogant about his captaincy. By the way, I think he said, I'm a captain of this club, and he strode out and a fair play for him to standing up to the criticism. To mate, you're not a captain. He stood with Brian Robson's documentary. I think I was in Manchester. He stood along them as Brian Robson. There was a few of them, and he stood in the middle and he looked the odd man out. He looked the odd man out of all those greats in that queue of people for the documentary. Went, you're not a captain, mate. And my worry is on the captaincies, while you're on that now, but just switch it slightly to Bruno Fernandes. He's not a captain or leader anyway at all. I think Casemiro is. I think Martinez is. I think them two would qualify for me, but not Bruno. I'm sorry, he's a great player, but not a captain, and definitely not Maguire, who thinks. I think he was deluded last season, or I don't know which part of the season Maguire was talking about. I'm the captain's club, and I'm all right, and I'm leading. We've got to do much better. All those games we had, he went, we've all got to hold together. We've all got to stand together now as a team. And like Roy Keane said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're just useless. You're just completely useless.
Maguire is an absolute donkey. And he's got far too long. That was an Solskjaer back four tonight, and I never thought I'd see it again. And I know Wan-Bissaka's had to come in because of Dalot's injury, but Varane and Martinez were available tonight. There was no need to play Lindelof and Maguire. That was far too risky. Yes, we got away with it. We got 3 goals. We got the points. But if we're going to resort to Maguire and Lindelof, I would go with that against Charlton Athletic, not in a Premier League game where we need to get the 3 points. But Ten Hag, he got away with it, so it doesn't really matter. But I do not want to see the Maguire and Lindelof partnership ever again. Did you see in the first half Maguire tried to play a simple ball to Lindelof, and he played it over his head and out for a throw, and he's like, sorry. He's absolutely used.
He does it, and he starts waving, going, "Your fault." And then he starts putting signaling like a captain does. Yeah, I think, what are you doing? Just sort your own game out. He never sorted his own game out ever. He just never did. He was one mistake after one mistake in big games. Man City game, I've never forgotten it, Carl, at Old Trafford. Him and Luke Shaw tied to the post when Bernardo Silva scored. And they were out for Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. We played Simeone's team. My God, this lot. And then they threw, I don't know, it was just some of them games I watched, they were just dreadful. He got booed off. I mean, how does a captain of a club get booed off in your own team? I mean, that's how bad things get low, don't they? And you should never boo your own players up, but they did. Yeah. It was like in Real Madrid, they wipe the white hanky, don't they? The white hanky, they won't rid of you. So that you can't have it, can you?
And he cost £80 million.
By Solskjaer, by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was never the manager of this club. Hero of 99, but never a manager of this football club. Not good enough.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I said it for the majority of his time in charge. I give him a chance at the beginning, but for the majority of his time in charge, I was saying he is not a United manager. He's too nice a guy for a start.
He was.
Yeah, he's just and his experience was at Molde and sacked at Cardiff. That's not a Man United CV.
No. But he was. Do you know what? I think Maguire got sent off, or which came on the play, and they were coming off. He high-fived them. Solskjaer high-fived them.
He was mates with the players.
You're my mate, and that's the problem. That was the problem he had. I mean, if Rashford had come from late training, would he have I've disciplined him. Said, "Oh, you're all right, Marcus. Did you sleep over? Oh, don't worry about it. You're in next game anyway." Marcus goes, "Oh, Sam, that's brilliant. I can get away with this. Not a problem." I think that's what would have happened. There's no way he would have disciplined him.
No, and I remember that season where Maguire was out injured for a spell, and we're playing Leicester. It was just after an international break. Maguire missed the England games because he was injured, and there was a chance just to play Bailly even just for one game. But Maguire was brought straight back in, even though he was injured, and he was at fault for all 4 Leicester goals. He was absolutely horrendous.
I remember it. I remember that. Yeah, I remember. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. Against his old team, you'd think against his old team, he'd be like, I'm gonna play double good here. I'm gonna really put it in. I'm gonna show them that that I'm the player that left Leicester. I think the Leicester fans would go, "Do you know what? I'm glad we got rid of him. He embarrassed himself, didn't he?" And that was, you're right. It was sad. And Eric Bailly, I mean, made it glass man, wasn't he? He was haphazard, kicks it everywhere. Didn't know what he was doing. Another one. But so we had no defender. You're right. He was Maguire. Going back to that Leicester game, was fault, but that was one game, Carl, amongst many where he was at fault for the game. Yeah, you go, he's given him a chance. He's all right. England world class centre back for England. My
what a joke!
Jesus Christ, world class. I remember it. I don't know which commentator it was on Sky. World class. But after Euros, I think they go, how can we lose the Italians because we've had world class centre backs? Got Collini and what's the name? Calling Maguire world class. I'll tell you one thing, mate. Someone needs to go to see a doctor and get checked out.
Someone's been on the sauce.
Absolutely, yeah, drunk. Drunk.
So we are very positive at the moment. We're really on a roll now, aren't we? We've won, I think, 4 Premier League games in a row. We've won, a few cup games. We've got another cup game coming up on Friday night against Everton. I assume that he's going to Dallo, Varane, and Martinez will come back in for this one, and we should be looking at winning that because Everton were beaten 4-1 at home to Brighton tonight. Yeah, Everton are probably going to throw the FA Cup because they're going to be focused on the relegation battle. Lampard will probably be sacked in the next few days, so that's right. A game that we should be winning quite comfortably as well, shouldn't we?
We should do. I mean, Lampard will probably go tomorrow morning. I suspect we'll go tomorrow, and then I think but you don't want to play a team with a new manager bounce like we did against Villa. We want to play an Everton team that's really on its back, and we will anyway. To be fair, we wouldn't make that new. They won't get a new manager in so
it'll be a caretaker manager if he's sacked. Yeah.
And that will make a difference. So I think we'll sort them out, Everton. Even though they had a really good game against Man City.
Yeah.
And harnessed Haaland that the centre back did apparently when I watched it. So we should be fine with that one. I think, Carl. We might have a good cup run. I do think that.
Yeah, and there's an opportunity here to win the League Cup because we've got a League One team and a League One team who's about 18th in the table in the quarterfinals.
Charlton,
a lot of the big teams have been knocked out of the competition. So there's a chance for us to get to the final there, I think, as well, and maybe win some silverware at the earliest opportunity. It'd be nice to see Ten Hag get a bit of silverware in his first season.
Yeah, and I smell it, actually. I do smell we're going to do well. I think it's the momentum's with us, Carl. I really do feel that things are going really well for us. We're playing well. I think the Carabao Cup is definitely a start. Definitely one for us. Definitely, I think even now, I didn't say it before the World Cup a few weeks when we weren't playing very well. But FA Cup, yeah, definitely. I think, Carl, it's looking good, mate, on that front. And I'm usually critical, quite negative. I call them negative, but I can be quite realistic. But I really sense the fact that we may get some silverware now, the way we're playing.
Yeah, it's looking positive. I mean, Ten Hag has turned things around very, very quickly. A lot quicker than I thought he would. But we're not. I don't think we're even at the halfway point now of the league season. So we're trying to keep our feet on the ground and not get too carried away. But we've got every reason to be positive at the moment. We're racking up the wins, back-to-back wins. I think that's 4 in a row in the league. I think in fact he's only Ten Hag's only had one defeat in the last 17 games in all competitions, something like that.
How many clean sheets has De Gea had? Now,
Yeah, De Gea must be top of the clean sheet charts in the Premier League now. I would have thought.
Yeah. Again, brilliant. I mean, don't bring Dubravka back from Dubravka. Is it Dubravka?
No.
He can stay where he is at Newcastle. To be fair, so we're doing all right with De Gea. Brilliant. And like you say, it's looking good for him. These clean sheets, Carl, definitely.
And what I understand is that we haven't conceded a goal when Varane and Casemiro have been on the pitch together. That's remarkable.
Yeah, it's great because of the quality that Carl, isn't it? That's what Varane, if he keeps fit. And I'm worried about that before the World Cup. But he had a really good World Cup and played every game. So, but he stayed fit. It's great. It's remarkable. And Casemiro again. I think these injections of quality into this team is the difference, Kyle. Yeah. Casemiro especially. The difference he's made in this team has made me think, you know what, we could really win something this year. That's why.
Yeah, we've got real good quality in our starting 11 now. And I mean, these guys have got European Cups coming out of their ears. And it shows.
Yeah.
They're just, we compare Varane to Maguire and compare Casemiro to McTominay. There's just no comparison.
No. That's what I say. We had McTominay. He's a good player, isn't he? He sticks the boot in, he sticks the foot in. He's a United kid, isn't he? And I feel but I've always said those games where we need that bar of quality raised in the games. We need to get in amongst the players of Man City and Arsenal, Liverpool as well, which we have done, and win these games, because last year we were being hammered by these top teams. We've been annihilated by these top teams, 6-0, 5-1s, remember? Because of the strength, the quality in the squad was poor.
Yeah, well, let's see how we get on against City and Arsenal. They'll be asked the test, and it'll show us how much we've improved since last season.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's what I want. I want to see two teams. I went to Forest on the 27th. I went there because it's Christmas, isn't it? But I'd rather it was a really good team. Bless Forest. No disrespect to Forest, but Man City, Man United will be some game, I think. That'll be some game at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it could be one of those score lines that are like 3-2 or 4-3, maybe. One of the
exciting
classics.
to watch. Yeah, it'd be exciting to watch. Two teams go at each other, all been trying to suss out each other. Guardiola will be sitting there, would be standing with Ten Hag this time, not standing next to Solskjaer. And the last time I saw it was like the orchestra by Guardiola. I watched closely across from where I was standing. Guardiola was just drifting the orchestra like an orchestra leader. Where Solskjaer was just standing there, clueless.
Yeah, with his legs crossed, watching a monitor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Looking at. I wonder what's going on there. How did that happen? Now, Kyle, you've got Ten Hag standing next to squad they've worked together, haven't they, at Bayern? So that it's going to be a difference here on tactics. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what team he plays and the system. Let's see what he does. It's going to be really, really fascinating, that game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a real tactical battle. They're going to try to outsmart each other. They're going to come up with surprises on the day, and it's going to be very, very intriguing, even for the neutral. So I can't wait for that game. So we'll wrap it up there. It's been absolutely fantastic to have you on the show, Paddy.
Yeah, but thank you, Carl. Thank you for the opportunity, mate. Thank you for coming on. It's been a long-awaited thing to come on, and come on your podcast. Brilliant, mate. Please, thank you very so much, mate. It's good.
Yeah, I'll definitely have you on again sometime. So if everyone could please subscribe to the channel, drop us a wee like on the video, and comment your thoughts down below. And we'll see everyone again for the Everton game.